Welcome into Titans Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper. It wasn't necessarily the best game. It was really good from the first unit. That we'll say. We'll say that about the Titans' 29-7 loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in preseason week 1. But the vibes, even though it was a loss, the vibes are really, really high from what we saw out of the franchise guy. It was good. It was really, really, really good. I don't care what the score says. It does not matter. You see those stats to the right there. Cam Ward, 5 for 8, 67 yards. Calvin Ridley, 3 receptions, 50 yards. And then Khalil Mullings, a running back out of Michigan, he was a bulldozing back, 7 carries for 33. You see the score, but I'll just remind you, and we should remind everybody, that it's preseason. These games do not matter. If we go back a year ago, the Titans were looking really, really good in the preseason. And what happened? The worst team in the league. It's okay. All you have to worry about is how that franchise guy does Cam Ward. And we're going over winners and losers, and I bet you guys can guess who were 2 of the 3 winners of last night's game. So I'll ask you, or I'll tell you, if you're not worried about the loss, if you do not care about that score right there, because the 7 points came from the first team. So go ahead, hit that thumbs up icon, like the video if you're not worried about a little preseason loss. Let's get into the winners. And is it without a doubt, ladies and gentlemen, Cam Ward was the biggest, and I mean biggest winner of the night. I'll just say, how the hell do you not have this game broadcasted on national television? And I say national television lightly. How do you not have it broadcasted on NFL Network when you have your first overall pick, the first overall NFL draft pick, don't have his debut on TV? You had a shitty Jets versus Packers game. This was Cam Ward's debut. 2 drives. 5 for 8 passing, 67 yards, a QB rating of 89.1, and led a 65-yard touchdown drive. Can you get any better? Can you get any better than that of what you want to see? I mean, obviously you could be perfect, but 5 for 8 passing, 89 QB rating, everything that we saw in training camp where he was struggling a little bit. He threw a bunch of interceptions. He couldn't just get on chemistry with his teammates. Throw it all away. Throw it all away because he looked great last night. He looked cool, calm, collective, has a will to win. If you get that reference, go down in the comment section right now. But he does. He had the pocket presence that you see not from a rookie. He stood there and found his man, specifically Calvin Ridley. That one first pass where it went for 27 yards was amazing to see. And it just feels like the Titans have their franchise guy, and the vibes are high. After Cam Ward came out the game, did anybody really care what happened after that? You had to watch Brandon Allen and Tim Boyle. But you saw Cam Ward, and you saw him play great, and you took a deep breath and was like, oh, this is going to be a really exciting season to watch him develop as an NFL quarterback. Going back to the winners, second winner. The guy who he kept throwing to over and over and over and over and over again, Calvin Ridley. He only played those 2 drives with the first unit. But, my God, 3 catches for 50 yards. You could see the dedication on his route running. It looked great. He looked like he was back in his prime days when we saw him right with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He is dedicated. You can see it in Calvin Ridley's demeanor that he really cares about playing with Cam Ward. And the connection, it's already stellar. 3 catches in that game for 50 yards. Right there. 3 out of 5 completions for Cam Ward were specifically to Calvin Ridley. The connection's clear, and you're going to see this a lot more throughout the year. I wouldn't be surprised if Calvin Ridley has 110 targets, 120 targets, because Cam Ward is going to look his way every single drive, every single play. Hey, number 0 is down there somewhere, right? Because he's going to go out there, and he's going to make the catch, and he's going to get open. Get open. And I'm looking forward to it. And I'm giving you guys a video almost every single day. Whenever the Titans make a move, whenever something happens, we got you covered. And we made it to 11,000 subs, and it's still growing. We got over 11,154 now. The fans are coming in. They're getting hyped for football season. I'm hyped for football season. So if you want Titans coverage up to date every single day, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Going to get to some more winners. And the last winner, and it's a linebacker going to the defensive end. And it's a guy we've talked about a lot, and that's James Williams. And we saw James Williams throughout the entire camp that he is looking to be that second guy next to Cody Barton, because Cody Barton looks really good. He's solidified himself as that Titans Mike Backer. But the question is, who is going to be at linebacker 2? Is it going to be Cedric Gray? Is it going to be Otis Reese? It's looking like James Williams is going to be that guy. 7 tackles versus Tampa Bay. He was all over the field, and he looked really fast. He looked like he could feel he's getting comfortable moving over from safety to linebacker. And we saw it on the first play of the game. They put him on special teams, and the opening kickoff to start the game, lay in the wood. Giggity. Lay in the wood, giggity. Right on the returner. He has that mentality of just hard nose, I'm going to hit you. And he looks really good in the field. 7 tackles. I can't complain about that one. I'm putting him as linebacker 2 next to Cody Barton. You had Otis Reese and Cedric Gray, but these 2 guys, yeah, they really look good. And I'm really looking forward to seeing this improved linebacker, because none of these guys were here last year. None of these, they're here, but they weren't starters. So it's looking like that he's going to be this starting guy. He was with the first team, and throughout training camp, he's been that guy next to Cody Barton. And I said it. Yeah, you had training camp. You got to look good on the field when the games start, because that's how you make your name heard. That's how you get your position, and he's doing it on the actual football field. Going to get to the losers in a second. But first, you can get this deal right now. This Cutoff Titans hoodie, and it looks good. You can get it for 40% off right now. Chatsports.com/Titans hoodie. Get it while supplies last, because once we get into football season, they're not going to be on sale anymore. And I know it's starting to get a little bit cooler, but when it gets to that fall weather, like that 60-degree, where you could still wear a hoodie but still wear shorts, what perfect than this hoodie right here. The Cutoff. Get yours right now. Chatsports.com/Titans hoodie. We'll have that in the comments and description of today's video. All right, we'll get to the losers. And I know you guys are probably thinking I'm a loser here because I'm wearing a Kentucky shirt. That's my alma mater. I got to rep them. But when it comes to Titans losers, I put an asterisk here for Tyjae Spears. And I say an asterisk because you could chalk this up as a win for him, but you also could chalk this up as a loss. This was an absolute mind bleep when I saw this tweet come in from Adam Schefter, because on the broadcast, you really didn't see it. Not to mention, I couldn't see the Titans broadcast. I only saw the Buccaneers broadcast because they were the home team. But Adam Schefter tweeted this out, and this game does a shock to me. Said, carted to the locker room with an apparent lower leg injury. So your first thought is, oh my God, is he okay? Did he tear his Achilles? Did he tear his knee? Did something happen? No, nothing serious. He later tweeted this out. Tyjae Spears is expected to be out a few weeks due to a sprained ankle. Sprained ankle. Carted off the field with a lower leg injury is a lot different. And then the Titans reporters, thankfully, came out and said, yeah, he limped off the field, got on the cart, because you don't want to walk back to the locker room when you got a bad ankle. He limped off the field. So Adam Schefter, what the hell, man? You're scaring the whole entire Titans fan base with some clickbait tweet. He's only going to miss a few weeks. And the best case scenario is that he's back for the regular season. So he's going to be out for the rest of preseason. That's a guarantee. So that could be your loser. But it's a winner when you see that tweet that he has a lower leg injury and it's just a sprained ankle. He won't miss much game time at all. He'll be ready for week 1. So you chalk it up. You let me know. Is it a winner or a loser for Tyjae Spears? This second one, I'm kind of disappointed because this is a big loser. And it's probably the biggest loser of the entire game, and it's Xavier Restrepo. And he's a loser not for what he did on the field, but he didn't do anything on the field. Because straight up, he wasn't really on the field. We waited and waited and waited and waited and waited for him to see number 87 on the field, and it never came. It was the third quarter, and there was 5:50 left. And you could see it from Teron Davenport because he was probably questioning it just as much as all of us. And he's played 1 snap, and that was special teams. And there's 5:50 left in the third quarter. He did get a couple of snaps going through the rest of the game, but not a lot, if any, at all. And he had no catches and 2 targets. But if you can see this picture, if you want to pause it and zoom in, you can see that Xavier Restrepo only took 11 snaps on offense. 11. And yeah, you can say like, oh, well, Calvin Ridley didn't play that much. Well, he's a starter. We know he's a starter. Elike Manor played a bunch. Jameer DK played a bunch. They both had over 20 snaps. And when you're getting low amount of snap counts, 11 is not good for someone that's fighting to make the roster. I kept saying that I don't think Cam Ward's going to let him get cut, but it's not up to Cam Ward. And I'm starting to realize that right now, that he has a true chance of just getting cut and maybe put on the practice squad, which is a possibility. I think it's a big possibility, but chalk that one up as an L for Alper because he's not looking like he's going to make the team. 11 snaps. Hopefully we get to see him in the second preseason game, but I don't know. I'll ask you guys, are you concerned about Restrepo's roster status? Give me a Y for yes or an M for no down in the comments section. And my last loser. This is gigantic, big loser because, oh my God, I could go over to whatever rec, whatever high school and probably see better quarterback play than I saw from those backups last night because, oh my God, that was awful. And I've talked about it a lot of how bad Brandon Allen and specifically Tim Boyle is. And he is horrid. Horrid. And let's not beat around the bush. Brandon Allen and Tim Boyle are dog shit. They're terrible. And we saw it because it looked really good with Cam Ward in the offense. The offensive line was a little bit iffy in that first team. But then once you saw Brandon Allen come in, once you saw Tim Boyle come in, game was over. Game was over. You didn't need to watch anymore. 6 for 12 completion percentage, 62 yards and an interception against the Bucs for Brandon Allen. Bad performance. Bad performance. 50% completion percentage, and you're playing against backups. You've been a backup in this league for a long time, Brandon Allen. But then you have Tim Boyle, who I've regarded as worse than Nathan Peterman, as the worst quarterback ever in NFL history. 4 for 13. That goes up with former Kentucky quarterback Devin Leary over the weekend with the Ravens, who was terrible too. 4 for 13 completion percentage, 24 yards. 2 interceptions, including 1 pick six. And oh yeah, we want to talk about quarterback ranking, guys? That's not a typo. Go on ESPN. Go look at it. His quarterback rating is 0.6. How can you be a backup in this league? How is he still in the NFL? I don't know. Because this is just bad football. And watching that, because God forbid Cam Ward gets hurt. You had Will Levis as your backup, which is a serviceable backup compared to those two guys. Titans need to go out and get another guy. I don't know who it is. I think Carson Wentz is still out there because you need to go sign somebody. Hell, if you want to call up Ryan Tannehill, he'll probably say no, but give him a call, man, because these two guys are not NFL quarterbacks. It's just not happening. Tim Boyle cannot be the reliever for the Titans. Cannot be the reliever. I don't want to see a guy that's going 0.6 quarterback rating. Just no. Please, God, no. That's my TED Talk for the day. God, I still can't believe how bad those two quarterbacks were. I'll ask you guys, no losers. Let's go back to the up vibes. Let's get the vibes back going. Who was your biggest winner from the game last night? Was it Cam Ward? Was it Calvin Ridley? Because in my opinion, it's got to be Cam Ward. It looked really good out there. Go down in the comments section while you're down there. Also hit that subscribe button for all Titans coverage all the time. Make sure you're subscribed, youtube.com/Titans Today. And as always, tighten up.